Hello, friends. I'm a baby elephant, and I don't have a name yet. Before we begin my journey, please hit the like button and subscribe to support me. It keeps me motivated to share my wild adventures with you. I was born into the dust and heat of the African savanna. The first thing I felt was the rough, warm earth beneath me, and the second was the gentle touch of my mother's trunk lifting me from the ground. Her touch was strong yet tender, guiding me as I struggled to stand on wobbly legs. I fell again and again, my knees buckling under me, but she never gave up on me. Her trunk nudged me, her rumble encouraged me, and finally I stood tall for the very first time. Around me, the herd gathered in a protective circle. They were giants, shadows of strength towering above me, yet their touch was soft. One by one, their trunks reached out to caress me, to welcome me into the family. I felt safe, loved, and connected. I was no longer just a calf. I was part of something much greater. My world was filled with sounds and vibrations I could not yet understand. Deep rumbles traveled through the earth, messages passed between the herd. The voices of elephants are not always heard with the ears, but felt with the heart and bones. I would learn their meanings in time, but for now I listened in awe, feeling the vibrations that bound us together. My mother was always near, her eyes never leaving me, her trunk always ready to guide or comfort. She was my protector, my teacher, my world. On my first journey, my mother led me to water. The herd moved slowly but steadily, their great bodies casting long shadows across the golden grass. I stumbled often, my little legs struggling to keep up, but I was never left behind. The adults formed a shield around me, making sure no predator could come close. At last, we reached the waterhole. The sound of splashing filled the air, and the smell of fresh water rushed into my trunk. I watched my mother dip her long trunk, curl it, and bring the water to her mouth. I tried to copy her, but my trunk flopped clumsily, lifting nothing but air. I tried again, failing until she showed me once more, patient and kind. Finally, I sucked in water and sprayed it into my mouth. It was cool, refreshing, and alive. My trumpet echoed weakly, a squeaky sound that made the herd rumble in amusement. I felt proud, for I had tasted water from the earth for the first time. Life in the wild is not always gentle. The sun can be merciless, and sometimes the rains do not come. Drought turns rivers into cracked earth, grass into brittle dust. My herd walks for miles in search of food and water, led always by the matriarch, the oldest, wisest female. She remembers paths and waterholes from decades ago, guiding us with knowledge that lives in her bones. I grow tired, my body small and weak compared to the giants around me, but my mother never lets me falter. She touches me with her trunk. She shields me with her body. She urges me on with soft rumbles. Step by step, we survive. Danger is never far. Lions lurk in the tall grass, their eyes watching, waiting for weakness. Hyenas laugh in the distance, circling like shadows. Even crocodiles hide in the rivers, jaws wide and silent. I am small, an easy target, but I am never alone. When danger approaches, the herd forms a wall around me and the other calves. Their trunks rise, their tusks gleam, their trumpets roar like thunder. No predator dares challenge the storm of elephants united. In their strength, I find courage, but there are threats we cannot fight. One day, as we traveled across the dry savanna, an old bull collapsed. His legs buckled, his body too weak to rise again. The herd gathered around him, touching him with trunks, rumbling softly. It was a song of sorrow, a goodbye whispered through the earth. I did not fully understand, but I felt the weight of it. When we moved on, my mother lingered, her trunk caressing the old bull one last time. In that moment, I learned that elephants remember. We grieve, we love, we carry our dead in our hearts. Joy exists too, brighter than sorrow. When rains finally return, the world transforms. Grass grows green and thick, flowers bloom, rivers flow once more. The herd celebrates with trumpets and play. I rush into the mud, rolling, tumbling, splashing with my cousins. My trunk sprays clumsy jets of water, droplets sparkling in the sunlight. My mother joins me, showering me with a cascade that makes me squeal with delight. Around us, giants dance in the water, a family rejoicing together. These are moments when I know life is not only about survival, it is about joy, about unity, about love. Night brings its own wonders. The savanna glows under the silver light of the moon, and the stars scatter endlessly across the sky. I lie close to my mother, her warmth wrapping me in safety. Around us, the herd rests, though one or two remain standing, always guarding, always vigilant. I listen to the night, the chirping of crickets, the distant roar of lions, the rustle of leaves in the wind. The world is vast, filled with sounds and stories, but in her presence, I fear nothing. As I grow, my tusks begin to emerge, small white tips that mark the beginning of my transformation. My trumpet grows stronger, sharper, no longer the squeak of a newborn, but the voice of a young calf, claiming its place in the world. I play with my cousins, chasing, tumbling, tugging at branches, learning the strength of my body. Childhood is short in the wild, but it is filled with wonder, lessons, and play. The matriarch continues to teach us. She leads with wisdom, guiding the herd not just across the land, but through life itself. From her, I learned that memory is survival. She knows waterholes long forgotten. She senses storms before they arrive. She teaches us paths that will one day save our lives. Her presence is calm yet commanding, her voice low but powerful. When she rumbles, we all listen. I watch her, I learn from her, and I know that one day, I too must carry such wisdom. There are moments of fear that test us. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, lions attacked. Their roars tore through the dusk, closer and closer. My heart raced, my legs trembled, but my mother pushed me into the center of the herd. The circle closed around us, a fortress of giants. The lions crept closer, eyes gleaming, muscles tense. Then, with a deafening blast of trumpets, the herd charged. Dust rose, the ground shook, and the lions scattered into the night. My fear turned to awe. The thunder of elephants is unstoppable. United, we are invincible. Each day, I grow stronger, braver, wiser. My trunk learns to pluck leaves with precision, to lift logs, to comfort those I love. My tusks grow longer, symbols of the elephant I will become. My voice deepens, my trumpet echoing across the plains. I begin to understand my place in this vast family, in this endless land. I do not yet know the full journey of my life. I do not yet know the challenges that await, the rivers to cross, the droughts to endure, the predators to face. But I know this, I am not alone. I have my mother's love, my herd's strength, my family's memory. Together, we are more than survival, we are legacy. And so my journey continues, step by step, trumpet by trumpet, across the endless savanna. I am a baby elephant, still learning, still growing, still discovering the world. One day I will stand tall as a guardian, a leader, a memory keeper. But for now, I walk beside my mother, safe in her shadow, eager for tomorrow. This is only the beginning of my story.